What up, everybody? This is Ace. Welcome to another episode of Ace and His Familia podcast with my co-host, Famous B. And he is back with us, Famous B. What's up, Famous?
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's been a long time. I'm glad to be able to do this podcast, and I'm ready to rock and roll and talk some good wrestling. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. I just want to say real quick, I apologize for we haven't been on quite some time on the podcast. It's been really hectic. It's been really hard to try to align our schedules. I've been working night shift. Brian, they changed his schedule. Famous B. So it's been pretty crazy. Our friend Dallas, she's been busy with going through personal stuff as well. So she might be stopping by around 8:30. We'll see about that. Hopefully later on in the podcast, she'll stop by and say hello. And maybe she'll talk a little bit of pro wrestling herself. Hopefully she'll stop by. But until then, I want to say that we have in our podcast tonight someone who begged me, pleaded to me that he did not want to be fired. Please bring me back to the podcast. I need to talk about the WWE and about Roman Reigns. How much I acknowledge my tribal chief. And his name is the number one fan of Roman Reigns. He is my friend and Famous B friend. He is a huge WWE supporter. He's the one that always gets fired in my podcast. Christian Reigns. What's up, Christian?
I don't know if I should laugh at you or should I just beat you up for some reason right now? With all the bull crap you just said right now in front of the whole crowd? Well, the fire part, it is true. The baby part, I ain't beg your ass. What the hell, man? First of all, dude.
You say it.
First of all. Every time I get fired, my ass, every time at the end of the broadcast, and then for some reason, I get rehired again.
Well, the reason you get rehired because you begged me, you plead to me.
I beg you, yeah, sure.
Hey, before we got on the podcast, before we started recording, you said you wanted me to do the introduction to you in a funny way. Let's make it funny. So I made it funny, just like you wanted to.
Go that far.
Oh my God.
I mean, hi everybody, I'm glad to be back. If you heard, I always get fired for some reason, and I get rehired again, so I'm back again.
And then
for some sports entertainment.
And then after the podcast, I'll fire him again, and then he'll beg me to be back, and then he'll beg me and plead to me, please bring me back. All right, so first of all, I want to give a quick shout out to Impact Wrestling. They're doing some awesome things. They just had a pay-per-view a few weeks ago. It was awesome. And then couple weeks later on Impact TV, they had a Impact Wrestling world title a world title match that lasted 1 hour. It was hectic. Looks like also they killed Eric Young. According to reports, sounds like Eric Young will be going to WWE, but they basically murdered Eric Young live on TV. And who knows, also Mickie James will be getting a shot at their next pay-per-view for the Knockouts Championship. And if she loses, she's leaving Impact. Will she be leaving and going to WWE? She's calling it her retirement match, but I don't believe it. And also the reports don't believe her as well. They all think that most likely she will be back in WWE and in the Royal Rumble, according to reports. But yeah, Impact has been cooking, has been having awesome matches. And not only that, they just signed former Ring of Honor champion Jonathan Gresham. That's a great signing, and he's about to have he's about to have a pay-per-view match at their next Impact pay-per-view. It's awesome over there in Impact. Yes, they've been losing a couple of people to WWE and AEW, like the Kingdom. The Kingdom went to AEW, but they're still holding it down. They still got their top players, a few of them here and there, and they've been doing awesome. Awesome. And I highly recommend everyone checking out Impact Wrestling. Now, okay, let's talk a little bit about AEW. A little bit before we jump into WWE, because there's a lot of things we could talk about WWE. But let's talk about the new AEW World Champion, MJF. And I want to get you guys' opinion. What do you guys think so far of the title, MJF? How the new title that he made, which looks like his scarf. Not only that, his title defense that he just had against Ricky Stark. Absolute Ricky Stark. And I'm going to start with my co-host, Famous B. What do you think how MJF is doing right now so far as a champ?
Great. MJF is great. I think MJF should have been champion a long time ago, and we've all been waiting for him to become champion. I mean, let's face it, he is the face of the company. He's been there since day one, and MJF is a performer. He's great on the mic. He's entertaining. He's good in the ring, and the match against Ricky Starks was phenomenal. It was a good show. He demonstrated his championship skills, and to me, he's going to be a fighting champion. He proved that. Ricky Starks went out there and gave it his all, and the fans were loving it and into it. So far, MJF is off to a good start. Hopefully it's going to get better here, which it will, and I believe that Tony Khan made the right decision to make MJF the world champion. So I totally agree with it. He's doing a good job.
Do you think that Tony Khan made him a champion just to try to convince him to stay after 2024? You know how MJF keeps talking about the bidding war in 2024. Do you think now that Triple H is in charge, do you think the only reason Tony Khan made him champion was to try to keep him in AEW? Or do you think it was because of the situation going on with CM Punk? What do you think, Famous?
That is a really good question, because everybody was so, wondering about that as well. So my opinion is this. I think that Tony Khan did it to make MJF stay. But if you heard prior to the last promo that MJF gave when he was in the ring as champion, was that, it's not going to stop him from making the decision to go to WWE. He's going to either, make his decision, in 2024, or he could wait longer. It just depends. But honestly, I think the whole thing was a plot. I think MJF does stay in AEW as long as Tony Khan takes care of him. And, but like I said, anything is possible. But if I were Tony Khan at this point, I would sign MJF, make him happy, and keep him there. But, I think it's basically, up in the air with MJF. But, I think he should stay in AEW. I really do. I don't think he should go to WWE. I think he's right where he needs to be. And I think Tony Khan will eventually take care of him. But again, we always can expect the unexpected. And I've said that a million times, and I'm going to say it again. You just never know. You just don't know.
I totally agree. But I do think part of him being champion, I kind of do think that even though we know MJF said that he's not making a decision right now, and even if they do make him world champion, which they did, he was still not gonna make a decision on if he's gonna stay with AEW. But I do think Tony Khan feels like if I if I please him, if I try to make him happy as of right now, by the time we get to 2024, and then I offer him a good deal, he's gonna sign. I do think he was thinking ahead. He is trying to try to keep him from jumping to WWE, and we'll see what happens in 2024. In my opinion, I do think that he's doing a good job as champion so far. We kind of knew Ricky Stark was not going to win the title. There was no way MJF was going to lose the title that quickly. But yeah, Ricky Stark did his thing. I enjoyed the build up to it. The promo that Ricky Stark went with MJF, I enjoyed it. I think Ricky Stark actually kind of beat MJF in their last promo the week before their title match. I think MJF kind of schooled. And Ricky Stark kind of schooled MJF a little bit. I do think so. So I'm interested to see what they do with Ricky Stark now that he lost. Yeah, he did lose with a low. What was it? A low blow? Yeah, he kicked him in the nuts. So they did try to protect him a little bit. So let's see what they do with him. Christian, what do you think of MJF and his title reign? And do you think that they gave him the title just to try to keep him happy, so when 2024 comes around, he can re-sign with AEW? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts with MJF, early starting, is there as AEW champion. I think, in my opinion, he's doing good right now. Hopefully he'll keep it up, the way he is, and being one of the best top heels in AEW history. And that's what he is, And the match where Ricky Stark, he proved that, he's a fighting champion, the way that he won, yeah, you get the poor guy on the levels, and, all that ending, with the fall. But, yeah, when MGF is a good start. And to answer the other question about if Tony Mark made the right decision to put him with the belt, yes, he did. I think okay, so going back in June, when MJF talked all the trash about Tony Mark, and he said the truth 100%, I think that's where Tony made the decision, or think about it, made the decision to bring him back, And when you brought him back, that was one of the conditions to put him as an AEW champion. So you will lose him. But in my opinion, I don't know. In my opinion, I think, MJF will still stick with his plan, finish up the contract with AEW, and maybe jump shift. That's the way I see it. But if Tony Mark can make it a miracle, make him and keep him happy and pay him what he wants, then I can see him staying with the company. But we'll see what happens around the corner.
I agree. Okay, so another thing. Christian, what are your thoughts on what's going on with the AEW Trios titles? They're doing the best of 7, or is it the best of 5 or series?
No, best of 7.
Best of 7 series. Yeah. What do you think is going on with those titles and the Lucha Bros with Pac versus the Elite? What are your thoughts going on so far lately in these matches?
Don't get me wrong, their matches are always great and amazing. And these matches, right now, 3-1 right now up. And the whole reason that the Death Triangle, has won is because they've been using the Super Hammer hitting the Elite, with it. And now Kenny Omega, added the stakes already. So now each match is going to have each stipulation going on, going forward. But, right now it's 3-1, and we kind of already know how that's going to end. It's going to end up tied 3-3, and then the final is going to be at the Kia Ford. But I've been enjoying their matches, don't get me wrong, It's just kind of so you see how they've been winning, using the feature hammer,
Yeah, I agree. Famous Beat, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
it's always good to see the Death Triangle and the Elite going at it because they always do make great matches. But I don't know. I'm not much into the trios tag team titles. I just, to me, it's just, I don't know why they even brought them in the first place. But I mean, I don't know what Tony Khan what the result's going to be, if he wants the Elite to be champions or if he wants the Lucha Brothers to stay, or he just wants to continue this battle until someone goes down or gets hurt. I don't know, but I mean, I think the Elite should have been champions already. They really should have never lost the titles the way they did. But I mean, if it's something that's going to entertain the fans, fine, but let's not make it too boring. And let's not carry it on too long, because that's what usually happens. People just get bored of it after a long period of time. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. It is what it is. I mean, I really don't, care for the six-man titles. I don't know why they were brought in the first place, but hopefully, maybe the Elite gets it back. Who knows?
Yeah, I believe they brought it back. I believe they brought in those titles because I believe that Kenny Omega is a huge fan of Lucha Libre, and he goes to Tripleh a lot. And also, because they had a trios champion. I know in Mexico there's some companies that do trios champions or whatever. And also, I believe that they had so many factions so far. Well, at the time when they created the trios title, they had Undisputed, they had the Elite, they had House of Black, they were Death Triangle. They had a lot of factions, and I think they still kind of do. It's just been different factions now. A lot of people either gone away or got injured or whatever, the ones that were there since the beginning. But I think that's why they made it. But I'm not that... I like the matches, but the problem with me with those matches is that, yes, it's the best of 7, but at the same time, we've also seen that match a couple times without being the best of 7. So it's kind of getting a little repetitive. And at first, I thought that maybe the Elite would win. I was like, I'm sure most likely Tony Khan was going to give them back the titles since they were just taken away because of the whole CM Punk situation. But now I'm not so sure because of the situation going on with the House of Black. I believe the House of Black looks like they might be gunning for the Elite. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that's what I saw. I don't know if it was this week or last week where they attacked somebody from the Elite, with their manager of some sort. That guy that has his face protected. I don't know. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. There's a possibility maybe the Elite will get screwed at the Kia Forum by the House of Black, but we'll just have to wait and see. I really don't want to see the Elite win the titles. If it was me, I would keep it on Pac and Lucha Bros for the time being. But that's just me, even though I'm not a fan of the Trios title. Plus, I'm not even a fan of that new All Atlantic title either. I think AEW needs to cool it down because they have so many titles going on. It's just ridiculous. Everyone has a title. You have a title. You have a title. You have a title. It's like, is this Tony Khan or Oprah? What the hell? But it's crazy.
The problem is here's the bottom line to that. The problem is that Tony Khan is trying to keep up with Triple H and trying to compete. And the biggest thing is he needs to work on other things, getting that locker room correct, getting matches that are going to be entertaining for the fans, and stop always trying to compete and trying to make things more of a competition instead of trying to make your company better. And if that's what he's trying to do as far as that goes, well, then he's already failing because there's no reason for it. I mean, in my opinion, Just take care of your business and make your company better, and stop trying to make it a competition, because he's failing. He's just failing, and he knows it. That's the problem.
And you could tell by the ratings, man. The ratings have been going down. Last week it was around the 800 number. This week was in the 900 number, but it still wasn't even close to 1 million. And it's like, to me, it's like, just go back to your basics, man. Go back to when you started. Go back to the beginning and be different, like you said you were gonna be, man. Like when you were facing Vince, now you're facing Triple H, and it seems like you're scared. You're worried that you're gonna lose to Triple H. You're gonna lose your company. And you're trying to attack. And every time they sign another former WWE person, the first thing they do is put them on a podcast, or put them on an interview, and have them talk bad about WWE. And when they cut a promo, their first promo on Dynamite is about how great Tony Khan is, and how they finally have a leader that will listen to them, not like the previous. And like when Paige came to AEW, or Saraya now. The first thing she said was talking about WWE and how Tony Khan listens. I'm like, really, Paige? If you think about it, WWE took care of you. You were injury prone in WWE. I'm sorry. I love Saraya. I love Paige, and it's not her fault. But you did get injured a lot, and WWE kept you. Even after Vince was releasing a lot of people, he never released you. He kept you until your contract expired. And you couldn't even wrestle. And he kept you. But no, Tony Khan, you know what I mean? Oh no, I want you to talk how good I am and how great it is to have me as a boss. Christian, what are your thoughts about Tony Khan and competing with Triple H?
Oh my God, that was a good one right there. What you just said right now. You guys just gave out all the details. So, I have nothing else to add it to it, Ryan just said it kind of most of it, and you did also, Just focus on what you're doing. Leave Triple H alone. Let Triple H, run the business, how he's running it, You focus on your disaster mess that you have right now in AEW at the moment right now, especially in your locker room. That's where some problems going on right now. You just got to focus on what you're doing, just leave what WWE is doing.
Yeah,
let them do what they got to do, and you focus on your stuff, Look at your ratings. The ratings tell a lot, like you said right now. You can't even make it into 1 million yet.
And what's crazy, they keep signing people, and everybody's like, well, WWE is doing the same thing, but yet WWE is signing former WWE superstars. Triple H is not signing from other companies. Triple H is trying to sign back the guys that weren't given an opportunity by Vince. He's trying to give them a second chance. It's totally different. Yes, I do believe sooner or later Triple H got to slow down and not hire more people. But at the same time, I do understand why he's doing it. He's giving them an opportunity that wasn't given to them when Vince was in charge. And it just, to me, it's totally different. I do agree with you on that. And to top it all that, if you think about it, right now, Miro, he's not even injured. He's even said he's ready to go. And Miro is not being used. According to reports, they're saying that he's ready to go. And even Miro has said it on social media, he's ready to go. It's just Tony Khan has nothing for him. And it's crazy.
That is sad. He has nothing for him right now.
And Miro was one of the first ones to jump, and he was so happy to be in AEW, and he was ready to do what he had to do to prove himself, something that he felt that Vince never gave him an opportunity, because he always kept him in the mid-card level. Okay, now look at this. It's like, what's going on, man? And yet you give other people opportunities, and you hire more people, and like they just hired indie guy, this jobber, just because he beat Jericho. And I'm like, okay, that's great. But at the same time, dude, you got other guys that you need to push, and you're still hiring more people. Like, what are you doing, man?
Hey. The only reason he hired that 125 superstar was because he beat Chris Jericho.
And actually, the reports are saying that was Chris Jericho's idea. What happened?
And then that's the whole bunch of reason. You beat Chris Jericho? Oh, here's your contract, buddy.
Well,
you beat the champion already.
Well, according to reports, they're saying that it was Jericho's idea. That he saw that kid did a match on AEW Dark, I believe. And Jericho saw it and he was impressed, and he told Tony Khan to sign him. And not only that, he wanted to put him over. That he wanted to get him over with the fans, to put him in a match, and he was gonna put him over. I'm like, dude, there's so many other guys that you should have put over and you didn't when you started AEW, and now you want to put over guys, but you want to put over someone that people don't even know?
No.
Like,
and he's on a contract. That's crazy.
And I guarantee you, this guy is, he's good. He's good. He's okay. He has a lot to learn, but he's good. He's a high flyer, but that's what AEW is all about. They have high flyers to throw up in the air like crazy. They have so many high flyers. You don't need more high flyers. You don't. Why are you getting more high flyers when you have enough? In my opinion, you have Top Flight, you got Pac, you got Lucha Bros. Why this guy? He's not gonna be a world champion, So why are you listening to Jericho? First of all, you're Tony Khan. You're the one that makes the rules. So you're the one that makes the hiring and firing. You know what I mean? If you want to put them on Dark or Dark Elevation, that's fine. Even if you want to put them on Rampage, that's fine. But don't put them on Dynamite when Miro is just at home sitting doing nothing.
Yep, exactly.
I don't know.
Well, here's the bottom line to the whole situation, and this is it. This is just the bottom line. Okay? Triple H would never allow anybody to tell him what to do or how to do things. The problem is Tony Khan is doing that, and that's what's killing him. He needs to stop. He needs to stop telling all these people in the locker room, stop telling me what to do. I'm your boss. I sign your checks, and what I say is final. And that's what he's not doing. Now, Triple H, on the other hand, is like, hey, man, you do something, you're fired. And we all know what happened with we'll get into that next topic with that individual person, but that's the problem with Tony Khan, and that's why he's failing, because he's allowing all these wrestlers to tell him what to do, and you can't do that, and that's why he's inexperienced, and that's why Triple H is experienced. Inexperienced versus the unexperienced, who do you think is going to win? The experienced guy. So that's what's going on. Simple as that.
Yeah, I like AEW. I do. I do watch it. I don't really watch Rampage as much. I'm only focused on Dynamite. I do watch it, but at the same time, I see when they start to push Jeff Jarrett, when they start push that new jobber, when they give opportunities to that pizza guy, dude, like, focus on your guys that. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you can't find time for guys like Miro. You can't find time for Malachi Black. He just came back, and the first thing they do, they put him up against again the best friends in Orange Cassidy. Like, we've seen that a bunch of times. Yeah, he took some time off, and when you brought him back, that's the first match you made it. That's the first feud you gave him. Attack best friends again. Like, I don't know, man. I hope Tony Khan should not. I agree with you. He should not listen to people when it comes to hiring, but he does need to listen to the to the experienced people like Jericho or others when it comes to the bookings. Or maybe hire people that have experience as producers. You know what I mean? He said that he does all the matches, he picks all the winners and all that. But you know who also did that in the past? Vince McMahon. And everybody was shitting on Vince McMahon, saying that WWE is just for Vince McMahon, who he wants to push, who he doesn't want to push. It's all about keeping Vince McMahon happy. Well, guess what? In AEW, it's the same thing. Is whoever Tony Khan likes is who he's gonna push. And if he's not a fan of you, or if you're not his best friend, he's not gonna push you. I'm sorry. It's just a reality. And I'm afraid, because a lot of people are saying that maybe Sasha Banks might be jumping to AEW. And I'm hoping and I'm pleading and I'm begging, please don't. Because all you're going to do is push down more talent. And he's going to push her for maybe in the beginning, a couple months. And just forget about her. Forget about her. I don't know. And to me, Tony Khan right now, he's putting more importance on the TBS title than the AEW women's title. And it's crazy. There's so many things going wrong in AEW. But at the same time, there's a few things going right with the MJF situation. I'm enjoying the Blackpool Combat Club, even though William Regal has left to go back to WWE. But we'll see let's see what he does. I'm interested to see what Tony Khan does. Now,
and I'm just hold on, time out.
Go say it.
For a second. So I know you mentioned about Sasha Banks, how you're worried about her, in case,
Yeah.
Oh Lord Jesus, there's somebody carrying them, don't go to AEW, like you said, right? But here's the problem also. And this is not regarding about Sasha Banks. This is regarding about the women's division in AEW. Tony Mark is not using them really well 100%. I know we talked about this a couple of times on our other broadcast.
Yep.
Like you brought up Sasha Banks, so I kind of want to bring this up again. It's like Tony Khan is not using, the women in the AEW. They're only like at least one match. And maybe like couple seconds of segment in the backstage, but you're not using your women really well like WWE is. And that's that's the number one thing that Tony needs to focus on. Is on their women's division. And I still don't see any improvement. I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Frisbee? I mean, you see that shit? I don't know. Well, the thing is that with the AEW women, Tony Khan only picks and chooses the females that he likes. Now, the women's division is not as great as it should be. I agree. You got Britt Baker, you got Jimmy Hager, you got Tony Storm, you got Ty Mello. But it's your women's champion right now. And that's the thing. The women's champion is not even performing and defending her title. She wins one match against Tony Storm, and after that, you never hear nothing about it again. So I agree with you. Tony Khan needs to get the TBS title defended more on TV and get the AEW Championship title defended more on TV. And he's not making the titles irrelevant, but at the same time, Christian made a good point. He's not respecting the women's division, and he's focusing too much on the men. And that in itself causes a problem. So, yeah, like I said, if Sasha Banks, listen, I'm going to say it like this. If Sasha Banks goes to AEW, okay, it's not going to be a bad thing because Sasha Banks is an entertainer. When she was in WWE, she was an entertainer, and if she goes to AEW, it's going to be the same thing. So regardless of what she does, she's Sasha Banks no matter what. Now, will it help the AEW women's division? Absolutely, it's going to help the AEW women's division because you just got a female who left the WWE who was basically in that category where she was the women's entertainer, that's the way Sasha Banks is. Okay, but so either way, it's not going to matter. Hold on. Okay, what about Soraya? Soraya got into AEW and Soraya had an injury though. You can't compare. I know that, but Sasha Banks is not hurt. Sasha Banks just got released because they were unhappy about their contract situation.
Yeah, but Saraya, hold on. Give me a second.
That's what I'm saying. She walked out the
Brian, famous.
Doesn't mean that she's not an entertainer.
But the problem is one thing with Saraya. Well, actually, two things. For one, she's only had one match so far.
That's right, exactly.
That's it. She's only had, and she supposedly, she said on live TV that she's cleared. She's been cleared, so she should be able to wrestle. And she's only had one match. That's one thing. And number two, they're more focused on the little feud that's going on between Saraya and Britt Baker. They're not even focusing on the champion, Jamie Hayter. Their full focus is on Saraya and Britt Baker. They're not even do you know that next week? Do you know that next week, the women's champion is gonna have an AEW title match? She's defending her title, and do you know who's the challenger? Answer that. Do you know who's the challenger?
No.
Because they're not even focusing. They're not even focusing on that title match. They're focused more on Britt Baker and having interviews and having discussion between her and Saraya than Jamie Hayter. Hikaru Shida.
I found this very interesting. Talking about the women's division, let's talk about Jade Cargill. Undefeated streak at 30-0, and she's not even an AEW World Champion. No, she's never even got a title shot.
To me, she needs to. To me,
Jade Cargill not get a title shot. She's 30-0, and Jamie gets the championship. That makes absolutely no damn sense. 30-0.
Yep.
38, she's still undefeated, but Jade Cargill didn't get a title shot, at least to become the AEW Women's Champion, but Jamie Hayter gets a shot and she wins the title? What is that say?
Well, Jamie Hayter, people wanted her to be champion. The fans wanted her. But at the same time, they're not doing nothing with her. It's the same thing with Toni Storm when she was champion. They gave her the title, and then they weren't doing anything with her. Same thing with Thunder Rosa when she was champion. They didn't do anything with her. The only person that got really pushed when she had the title was Britt Baker. And in my opinion, Jade Cargill needs to lose that title she has right now, and then from there turn babyface and go for the AEW Women's Championship. I guarantee you that Jade Cargill can be AEW's biggest babyface if they pull the trigger. Jade Cargill has the potential to be the biggest babyface in that company, the face of that company, if you actually give her the ball and let her run with it. But they don't. They just let her keep winning easy, basic matches, and people are already bored. They're bored of that undefeated streak.
Yeah, I agree.
Because she's beating nobody. She's beating people that she should be winning. She should be facing other women like Hikaru Shida. Why is she facing Hikaru Shida? Why isn't she facing Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Saraya, Ember Moon? What's her name? In AEW, Athena. Why is she facing them? No, you gave her other talents. Maybe once. She faced her once. And it was like a quick match. It's like, I don't know, man. And the same thing going on with the AEW tag team title. FTR, they should have gotten a title shot long before anybody else. And they didn't, and they didn't give a title shot until now that I heard that they're leaving AEW. Now they get a title shot. Like, it's ridiculous.
It's true. Yeah.
Anyways, let's jump into the WWE. And here we go. Before we talk about the positives, let's talk about something that just happened. And we'll talk about the firing of Mandy Rose, the former NXT Women's Champion. And I'm going to say former because just last week on NXT, the number one contender, Roxanne Perez, who won at the pay-per-view to become number one contender. And then she was supposed to get a title shot. She was supposed to get a title shot at their next pay-per-view coming up in 2023. And then all of a sudden, things changed on the quickness, on the fly, and Mandy Rose attacked in the beginning of the show of NXT this week, and she gave her a title shot. She wanted a title shot right away, and we didn't know why is this happening? Why are they rushing Roxanne to be champion? And then all of a sudden, all the controversy comes in that the reason that they did that was because Mandy Rose had some sort of kind of like an OnlyFans page, but it wasn't OnlyFans, but it's basically what it is. It's for people that subscribers to her account. She posts private pictures and videos and stuff like that just for her subscribers that pay. And according to the reports, everything just happened so quickly. Apparently, to the reports, is that they knew that she had that. They didn't have no worry. They let her have it, even though she wasn't really giving the WWE a cut, because the thing is, if you're contracted with WWE, WWE has to get a percentage. Triple H, to credit to him, he's allowing their stars to have TikTok accounts. He's allowing his stars to have Twitch accounts and all this in the YouTube channels, something that Vince McMahon did not allow. Vince McMahon was like, no, I will fire you if you do. And he released a lot of people. So shout outs to Triple H. He's allowing that. He's giving you an opportunity. But yet he has a clause in their contracts because of because of Mattel, the toy company, says that the morale clause, that anything that you post on social media needs to have some sort of boundaries. And if you get out of that boundaries, WWE has to release you because, so they won't lose Mattel and any other kind of contract that they have with advertisers and sponsors and all that. And Mandy Rose, basically, she didn't care because basically I heard she was basically making more money on that platform than what her WWE contract was. But it's because she was in NXT. I'm sure that as soon as she moved on to the main roster, they will probably sign her to a new contract and pay her more money. But since she's in an NXT contract, she wasn't getting paid as much as she was making in the platform. She was posting pictures, seductive pictures and all that. And then a video of her topless in the pool. And some idiot saved it and then started posting it all over. And the reports goes that Matt Bloom, who was formerly known Albert, he from TNA, he was the one that saw it, and he informed Shawn Michaels, because Shawn Michaels right now is in charge of NXT, and Michaels was the one who made the final decision first to take the title off of Mandy Rose immediately. And then from there, I guess, Michaels felt like he was stuck in a hard place, and he felt like he had no choice but to release her. And the reason is because they warned her in the past, they told her that she could not post those type of content, that she needs to be careful the type of content she's posting there. They don't mind that if she posts bikini pictures like she does on Instagram, but when she's showing more than what they feel is okay, then you're kind of pushing the boundaries. And they told her either deactivate that account or keep it, but stay in the boundaries. And I guess Mandy Rose did not listen, and she got fired. So, Christian, what are your thoughts?
As of this moment, I'm still in shock, and I'm still hurt. Quite hurt, with everything, Right? I mean, when she got back, she was shot title, we were like, wait, what the fuck is going on? Like, wait a minute, that's way too soon. Dropping the belt. All this was supposed to happen on NXT TakeOver. Stand and deliver. That's what we thought, that she was going to drop the belt. Then, they get promoted to the main roster. So when we saw that the belt got dropped, she lost, we were like, oh, then I guess they're going to get them promoted already, talk to the traction, get ready to go to the main roster at the Rumble or something, But then, the next day, we hear this horrible tragedy news, and shocked the whole world.
Yep.
Mandy Rose got released. Then the reports were going more and more. We're getting more details into it, what happened. And it sucks. I mean, it really sucks, I still feel bad and all that. Still, in my opinion, it's like, you should have just suspended her. Now, the video that, we saw the video, and you can't see anything. Hardly can't see nothing on the video. The video that they sent me, about it, and you hardly can't see anything. So in my opinion, they should have just suspended her. Not let her go, run away. But it is what it is, I guess, they had to make that decision, crazy, to let her, strip her off the belt and let her go like that, it still sucks, Shout out to Mandy Rose, we love you, we miss you, hopefully, this could get resolved, and, we want you back at WWE, obviously, because
Yeah.
one hell of a job, in NXT, you're in the main roster, and then, you went back to NXT, and you proved, and you help out all these women, in the division of NXT, and you have your own team talking attraction, you guys fucking dominated NXT.
Yep.
Really dominated really good, And I was really hoping for you guys to come back.
Yeah, she basically reinvented herself. Because she wanted to prove that she wasn't just a pretty face. She is a pretty face, but she was also a pro wrestler. So she wanted to prove she could wrestle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and to me, like, I have mixed feelings. I love Mandy Rose, and I feel like
By the way, and no, true, don't lie about it. When I saw this shock news, this is like, talking to me personally, I was in tears.
Yeah.
I talked to Ace about, I was talking to Ace, when I called him, and I was in tears, man. Ain't no lie.
Yeah.
Actually, I will not cry. It's hardly, for me, so hardly for me to see cry or in tears, for somebody that gets released, or something. For me, Mandy Rose meant a lot for me, and she was like a special NXT superstar, a really female, and that really threw me out so badly, when I heard the news of the release, and then once we get the more reports and everything, but still.
Yeah, when I got the report, I was in shock. When I checked all my sources, I wanted to make sure, but I was in shock. I couldn't believe it, and at first I was pissed. I was like, what the hell? And I do agree they should have probably just suspended her, but I believe they wanted to make a point. They wanted to put their foot down to show to everybody else that we're not playing, man. You guys we're being nice. We're being cool about it. And we're letting you have different platforms, and we're letting you have social medias and stuff like that that Vince wasn't allowing for you to do. We're allowing you to make some money on the side, including with what you're making in WWE. It doesn't matter if it's more or less, but you're still making money in WWE. You're under contract, and you have to stay between that contract. And if you step out of line, they felt like they had no choice. Supposedly, they're trying to figure something out. Maybe try to see if they can talk to her and get to some sort of an agreement, and maybe bring her back. Maybe by the Royal Rumble, maybe. But it's all up to Mandy Rose. The ball's on her court. but I guess, like I said, WWE felt like they had no choice but to release her.
But again, Randy Rose, they care about the fans. She loves the fans so much. So, hopefully, hopefully they can work out something, and hopefully they can,
She does care about the fans, but at the same time, she does also care about the bottom dollar, because she was having some sort of a giveaway where if you donate a certain amount of money or something, she was selling some video. She would do custom video shout outs, or if you pay this much, I will follow your Instagram, or I will give you a shout out. So she was also doing it for the bank, and I don't fault her. Get your money, girl. Hey man, if you find ways to make more money on the side, hey, more power to you. But at the same time, don't bite the hand that feeds you. It's just what I'm saying. I love Mandy Rose, and I wish they should have just suspended her. I do agree on that. But at the same time, I do understand why WWE did it. I do understand that it's like, hey, you're under contract. Just follow the rules. Do what you want. Do what you got to do. Make your money. But at the same time, don't cross that line. And I guess WWE wanted to prove that, hey, you cross that line. If you test us, I don't care who you are, we will let you go. We will let you go. And they proved that. Famous B, what are your thoughts?
I mean, so like I said, it's a bad situation what happened to Mandy Rose. I'm not saying that I agree as to what she did, but at the same time, I really think that the WWE, I think that they really went overboard with this whole thing. I mean, they could have suspended her. They should have fined her. I really think they blew the whole thing out of proportion. I mean, Mandy was going on IG, and she was in her bathing suit from what I saw. And the first time that I saw what I saw, she was in the water and she was showing her boobs. But that was the first thing I saw. And then after that, I saw her in bathing suits. So again, look at, I really think that what they did was wrong. And I'm going to give you an honest opinion. I don't think she's going to come back, because according to what I saw today, she stated that she was not getting rid of that account. As a matter of fact, she upped the stakes from $25 to $40, so she's not going to get rid of it. So, in my opinion, she's not coming back. I mean, she's not going to get rid of it. So,
well, like I said, they let her have it in the beginning. So you never know if they could get to some sort of agreement where she can keep it. But what if they tell her again, stay in the boundaries? You know what I mean? Stay in the boundary. People are getting mad because they think, oh, WWE is just doing it because they want to cut. Yeah, of course WWE wants to cut.
What's the boundary? She's in a bathing suit putting it on IG. That's not a bad thing. The only thing that I saw that was putting out was her in the pool showing half of her boobies, but you couldn't see it. Other than that, Mandy, like today, I just saw a picture of her and she was fully clothed and that was it.
Well, and then
honestly, are getting way too carried away with those situations.
Well, I heard there's more video and more pictures that the person saved. I haven't seen them. I've only seen the few, so I'm not sure. I can't confirm it. I just heard from reports. But also, one of the pictures for research purposes only, but that I saw was her doing a split in front of the camera or something with a really small bathing suit, and I was like, that's kind of basically naked in my opinion. Yeah, she's in a bathing suit, but when you're putting your butt right in front of the camera and you're doing the split, basically opening your legs, you're basically leaving everything to the imagination. Well, actually, you're basically not leaving anything to the imagination, because you can basically see everything, in my opinion. But I don't know. Hopefully, they can work something out. And if not, I hope if she's making the money that I heard she's making, and she wants to continue that, and she doesn't want to continue doing any kind of pro wrestling, then that's fine. Hey, man, if you're making money off of that, and you're good with it, more power to you. Shout out, make your money. Like I said, I'm not against stars making their money, because they got a family feed. They have their lives to support. If I could make that money, I would, but I don't have the body for it. So shit. But if I could, I would.
But I'm against the whole situation of how it was handled. They could have fined her and suspended her. Okay, I'm telling you, from what I saw, she wasn't doing a bad thing. I mean, hell, I've seen a lot of other, things happening that women do. And, it's like, besides, Mandy loves her fans. She's getting married. She's not going to show her full damn body. I don't think that would happen. But again, am I saying that it's wrong? What she did, from what the pictures that I saw, absolutely not. You see one picture of boobies, and then now it's all getting blown out of proportion. But, I mean, she was in bathing suits, in clothing. She has her donut business. I mean, they should have just fined her and suspended her. That's all they really had to do. But to release somebody, that's just, to me, that's the first bad move that Triple H has done since he's taken over. I totally disagree with it. I thought it was a bad move. It was blown way out of proportion. She was not threatening the company in any way. She wasn't harming anybody in any way. And if I was in Triple H's position, I would have suspended her and fined her. And then told her, you do it again, you're fired. But the way that he handled that was completely wrong.
No, but the thing is, I do agree with you on that. And like I said, I do feel like they should have just suspended her. I do agree on that. But at the same time, that clause is there. And that clause in their contract says that they're supposed to fire her. They're not supposed to suspend her. And it's supposed to be an automatic firing. So that's why Shawn Michaels felt like he was in a tough position. He was the one that made the final call. It was Shawn Michaels, not Triple H, who made the final call, because Shawn Michaels runs NXT at this moment.
No,
Triple H
Michaels took the title off of her, but Triple H was the one that fired her, not Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels stripped the title from her, but at the end of the day, Triple H fired her because he thought it was inappropriate. Triple H wins the whole damn company. Yeah, Shawn Michaels is in charge, but he stripped her of the belt. But at the end of the day, Triple H was the one that got rid of her because he felt it was wrong. I know the game. I know how it works. Shawn Michaels took the title, but Triple H made that decision. Bottom line.
But it was, I'm sure, because I heard. Hold on. Yeah.
I want to keep Andy Rose. I don't agree with.
But you gotta understand, Brian. Famous. You gotta understand two things. One.
I understand. You don't have to tell me. I understand. I know.
Okay, you know what? Let's just move on, because it's like here and there we're talking separate ways. Let's just move on. I want to move on from this. Let's talk about positive things. I want to move on. No, I agree to some of the things that you're saying. I agree to some of the things. Hold on. I agree to some of the things that you're saying, Famous, but I don't agree in everything. You got to understand, business-wise, it's a business decision, and at the same time, they had a meeting, and it wasn't just Triple H's decision. It was between everybody in that meeting. They all took a vote. The board of directors, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Nick Khan, everybody had a meeting, and they felt that the best decision as of right now to prove a point was to let her go. Whether it was right or wrong, Endeavor, they did what they had to do. Let's see what Mandy Rose's decision is. Now the ball's on her court. She gets to do what she wants. If she wants to continue wrestling, if she wants to come back to WWE, or if she wants to go to another company like AEW or whatnot, or maybe she just doesn't want to do pro wrestling because she's making a lot of money in her content. She wants to just continue doing her content and making money. Props to her. Go do it. If you don't have to take bumps to make your money, go for it. You won't you won't get injured. You won't have to go through surgeries and all that shit. So go for it. I say if that's what you want to do, if you're happy making that money, that easy money, go for it.
Yep. I agree. Make that money. She's got her donut business.
Yeah, she got that donut business too. Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about how Raw and SmackDown are doing. In my opinion, I'm loving what Raw and SmackDown are doing. The only issue I'm having with WWE programming, it's not even WWE's fault. I blame the fans that go to the damn arenas. We're finally getting the matches, new rivalries, new stars. We're finally getting longer storylines, and the fans are basically sitting on their hands. They only chant for like the big stars like Seth Rollins, like Brock Lesnar, like Roman Reigns. But yet the new stars come in, and you don't give a damn about them. Like, look at AEW. No matter what's going on in AEW backstage, no matter what's going on with Tony Khan, the bad decisions that he's making, yet the crowd is still going nuts when AEW starts. The fans are chanting, they're screaming, they're singing Jericho's song, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're doing the yes chant with Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. So they're going crazy. Yet the fans in WWE that go to the WWE arena, they're just quiet. What are you doing? Triple H is finally giving us what Vince never did. Vince was only pushing the top stars. Vince only pushed the top stars. Just like what Tony Khan is doing, Vince McMahon was only pushing his top stars. And the only time that he would put a new star was to get squashed by the top star. And people were saying, oh my God, we know who's gonna win. So predictable. Why can't we get new matches? What, Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns again? Oh my God, we've seen that. Oh, this match versus this person? Oh, we've seen that. We want new matches. Well, guess what? You're getting it, and you're not even excited about it. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I'm sorry. I see Raw, and I'm like, oh my God, we're getting Candice LeRae versus Io Sky. This is going to be a banger, because we've seen it on NXT. It's going to be a banger. And the fans are crickets. What the hell is wrong with you guys? If I'm there in the arena, I would be chanting Candice LeRae. Candice. You know what I mean? Whoever you want to support, fucking show support. What is wrong with you guys? If you're not going to cheer, then stay home. Stay your asses home. Watch it on your mother's damn TV. Stay home. Watch it in your damn garage. Stay home. Drink your beer. Just chill out. Watch it at home. Give those tickets to someone that's actually going to chat, man. Come on, man. That's crazy. Brian, Famous B, what do you think? What are your thoughts? It's crazy.
I mean, okay, so I'm going to give a little example. I know this is off topic from what's going on here, but this kind of reminds me of when I go to USC games or Laker games, where those fans do not get into it at all. And it's crazy. Like back in the days of the 1980s and the 90s, and then close to the early 2000s, all the fans would get into it. They'd be going crazy, having fun, and enjoying themselves. And now our fans are just pathetic. And that's what's going on in WWE. That's what it reminds me of. Is they're just sitting there quiet. Like you said, they're only cheering for the people that they want to cheer for. And that's the problem in all sports today, is that the fans pick and choose who they want to cheer for, and that shouldn't be the case. When you go to a wrestling event like Raw, SmackDown, or any type of pay-per-view, you should definitely cheer everybody on. Why? Because they're performing for us the best that they can, the hardest they can, and I think that we should give them the respect they deserve. Now, you could be a jobber, whatever. The bottom line is that You may not be entertaining. You may not be great on the mic, but guess what? They are there to perform for us the best way they can. And I agree. I think the fans suck. I think they pick and choose what they want. I've even watched some pay-per-views where I'm sitting there going, how in the hell are these fans not getting into this pay-per-view? And they're just sitting there quiet. But when people like the Bloodline come out, they all go crazy. Or when Sheamus comes out, they all go crazy. But when it's a wrestler they don't like, they sit quiet. So, yeah, I agree. The fans completely suck, and it's, again, and that's a big problem. And that's why I believe the ratings for Raw went down on Monday, because it had nothing to do with the Laker game. It was the fact that they saw the fans not getting into it. They were like, well, shit, screw this. The fans don't like it, so we're going to drop the ratings. And that's not the kind of thing that we need to be having in pro wrestling. And you know what? To me, if you're not a wrestling fan, don't watch the shit, but don't ruin it for everybody else. So that's my opinion on the whole situation.
Well, like I do agree that everyone should cheer who they want to cheer, but at the same time, when there's each match, pick and choose who. If you want to cheer the heels, go for it. Cheer the heels. Just make a decision who you want to cheer for, but at the same time, even if you're not a fan of them, clap. Do something.
Well, that's what I said. Clap.
At least clap. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if you're not a fan of them, at least, the least you can do is, as soon as the babyface wins, or even the heel wins, or if the heel wins, boo them. If a babyface wins, just clap. Even if you don't want to cheer, at least clap. Like, come on, man. Like, look, we're all WWE fans. We're all fans in general. We're all AEW fans. But we can tell the difference. Look at last week's AEW. It was kind of predictable, yet the fans were eating it up. The fans were going crazy. No matter what, the fans in AEW were going crazy, even though it was a pretty predictable show. Yeah, the matches were good. Some of the matches were pretty good. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they were pretty predictable. Yet the fans were still going crazy, and I'm like, why can't WWE fans do that? It's like the matches are great, but yet if people see it and like you said, if the fans are not cheering, they might consider changing the channel, because they might think, oh, this looks boring because the people there are bored, but they're not. It's a great show. I'm enjoying what's going on. The situation with Alexa and Bray Wyatt. Looks like a new team in on SmackDown with Liv Morgan and Tegan Knox. You know what I mean?
Bray Wyatt, the whole thing that's going on with Bray Wyatt. I mean, why can't we not be excited for that? This is what they wanted. This is what the fans wanted. They wanted Bray Wyatt to come back, and now it's like they don't even give a damn.
I love what's going on with Bray Wyatt and LA Knight, man. I love it.
I do too. Hey, well, don't you think the fans are a little bit better with SmackDown than Raw?
Yeah, I do agree. And the thing is, it might be. I think because SmackDown is more of a kind of pro wrestling, more matches, because it's shorter. It's only 2 hours, so it's more about the wrestling. Yeah, they do a couple of segments here and there, especially with Bray Wyatt and LA Knight, but mostly it's mostly matches. The thing with Raw, since it's a 3 hours, they gotta do more segments, more backstage things, cutting promos. And I get it, you need the promo sometimes, but at the same time, people just want to see people fight. That's basically what it is. But I am liking that WWE is not only focusing on their male superstars, but they're also focusing on their female superstar. And not only that, they're mixing them together. Look what's going on with Mia Yim. She's with, she's with the OC, and Rhea Ripley. She's with the Judgment Day. Yep. I'm enjoying that. I love that when you put a faction, a mixture of men and female, and you put like 2-3 women's matches on one show, so it could be diverse. I'm loving that part. What do you guys think about the women's division in WWE? Christian, let me hear you out first. The women's division. What do you think about the women's division? What WWE is doing? Because it looks like they're focusing more on the women's division than Vince or even Tony Khan is doing. And the mixing of the stars where you have, again, Rhea Ripley with the Judgment Day or Mia Yim with the OC. How do you feel Triple H is doing with the women's division?
Perfect. We were just talking earlier about Tony Mark. The women's division, how they're doing right now. So Triple H is no problem. I don't see any problem at all.
Yeah.
He's doing a really, really good job with the women's division, you have Bailey Evil, Damage Control Team on board right now. Like you said, we have Rhea Ripley with Judgment Day. I'm your mommy, by the way. And then you have Mia Yim, Chona, with the whole C. It's really interesting, I enjoy a lot the women's division. WWE more than the AEW.
Yeah, and then you got the crazy Nikki Cross. Looks like Sanity might be coming back.
Psycho bitch. Yep, psycho bitch.
Sanity might be coming back.
And they're gonna say, wait, why are you calling her psycho bitch? Because if you see her character mode, how she is, she acts like a psycho. She really acts like a psycho and all that.
Yeah.
And I love her character more than her previous character that she was a superhero, I think that didn't fit her well. I know she tried. Don't get me wrong, and I think that was her idea.
It was.
She wanted to try it out, and unfortunately, it didn't go well for her. So, and after Triple H came back, like, you know what? No, you're going to be a psycho bitch. I want you, that same person you were,
I do like that. I do like that Vince actually gave her the opportunity to try it because it was all her idea. It wasn't Vince's idea. It was a Nikki Cross idea. She wanted to turn into a superhero. So I do give him props. It didn't work, but at least he gave her that opportunity to try it. I do like that. So, Famous B, what happened?
And before anything,
what's up?
You're talking about the fans,
Oh yeah.
And trust me, and I'm gonna say this right now. If it was you, Ace, you would fire every single fan in the fucking arena. Knowing you'll fire everybody on the fan,
Dude, when we go to shows, with any kind of pro wrestling show, we go nuts, man. We go nuts. And when we go to WrestleMania, I guarantee you, all our voices is gonna be gone because we're gonna be screaming from the top of our lungs. We're gonna be cheering, going crazy.
We'll find out our fans in LA how they're gonna be. Hopefully they won't be disappointed when we go there.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Triple H is giving you a lot of stuff differently, way different. New matches, new segments, and all that. And you fans are not getting into it, and you guys have a big flaw. You guys either smoking a ganja, or you're smoking the weed, or fucking drinking. By the way, I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah.
And here's the problem. And I'm saying the truth. The way you guys fans are acting in the arena, that's how we feel at home. We don't feel motivation.
No.
Yeah, the matches could be good. The matches could be great, but we don't see you guys getting us emotion,
Yeah.
And with AEW, I do agree. The fans go crazy
Yeah.
on AEW. And the matches are predictable.
Yeah.
And they're working their asses in AEW, for putting up the match. WWE is doing the same thing. And plus, correct me on this. A lot of them were talking about, Vince's era. Oh, same matches. Oh, we're going to have the same match every week,
Yep.
This person gets this person every week, We were getting bored, we're getting tired. So now for the Triple H era, we're seeing new things going on, new segments, new matches that we haven't even seen, in Vince's era. And you fans are acting idiots. No person way,
Look, I love the fans, but if you're gonna, I love fans because we're all fans. But please, if you're gonna go to a live event, if you're gonna go to to a Raw or SmackDown, please cheer. Please clap. Do something, please. We're not saying not to go, but if you're just going to sit there and watch, just stay home. I'm sorry, but just stay home. Give that ticket to somebody else.
Like I said, you'll fire every single fan, trust me.
Yeah. Famous, I want to get your thoughts on what's going on with Asuka. And then I'm going to get both of your thoughts on what's going on with the main event, which is the Bloodline. But first, we're going to go with Asuka. What's going on with Asuka? Looks like we might be getting a heel turn with Asuka. Are you excited about it? She is teasing a heel turn. She's teasing going back to a similar character that she had before she came to WWE, formerly known as Kana in Japan. What are your thoughts with Asuka?
So, I cannot wait for this character to actually happen. I am so excited. I think it's a great idea. I want to see it happen. As you guys saw Monday Night Raw, when she came out to the ring, she had no face paint on. She had an evil look in her eye. That gave me a total suspicion that she's going to turn heel. And I have a feeling that the character is going to be brought out. I'm 100% excited. I cannot wait. I think it will be even better for the WWE than what people actually think. This character can make the women's division probably the best it's ever going to be when this character is created. And I know Asuka will definitely be that women's champion that we're looking for, because that aggression that she's going to bring out is going to be phenomenal. I can't wait. I think it's going to be great for the women's division and her possibly.
I agree. I agree. I think the women's division needs to be careful, because Asuka, when she turns, she's going to go all out and she's going to destroy people. She is literally going to destroy the women's division. She, in a good way. She is going to go roughshod at anybody in her way. She is just going to destroy. She's also been teasing it on social media, like on Twitter. She's been posting old photos of her when she was in Japan with all the face paint, the evil face paint. I can't wait, man. I cannot wait for this. The women's division better be ready. I'm telling you, they better be ready, because if they're not, she's just going to run you over. Christian, what are your thoughts?
Can't wait.
You love it.
I'll tell you, David's character, whether she has a background, you kind of saw already that she's already a face back, and the way that she's acting, but yeah, we're going to see new Asuka coming up pretty soon. So, I can't wait for that. But here's the thing that we need to look at. Now, remember how the women's division was before all this happened, how weak it was? Now that you have damage control, and now that you're having Asuka possibly turn heel in this character, and then you got Alexa Bliss even might be going back with Bray Wyatt, because she tried to put the Sister Abigail on Bianca, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." So that could potentially happen. So you don't understand how the women's division is really going to be on fire, because I got a clue that Alexa Bliss might be going back with Bray Wyatt.
Yep. Not only that, we have Becky Lynch back. Not only that, we might get Charlotte back very soon. Man. We have Ronda Rousey teaming up with Shayna, being badasses, being bullies. I love it. I love them being heels. I am excited. Hopefully one of these days Shayna turns on Ronda and beats the crap out of her. And they finally push Shayna the way that they did in NXT. But I think the women's division in WWE is far superior than any other division, man. In any company.
My only concern, though, is this. And this is my only concern other than what we know as far as the women's division and how it is. I hope that the bookings and matches are a lot better. I don't think they've been as great. Like, look, I understand that Chauncey got a title shot, but it just seemed way too easy for me when she fought Ronda Rousey. I thought Ronda completely dominated that match. But hopefully it's going to get better to where the booking's going to be better. The women are going to be placed in the right situation. The matches are going to be the right fit. That's my only problem I have. Other than that, like I said, the women's division's on fire. But again, that is my only concern.
Yeah, but I do agree with you on the Shotzi part, but at the same time, it wasn't for her to win. It was just to see how she does in a main event spot in a women's title match. I think Triple H sees great future with her. He was just testing the waters. And you know what? Even though it was a short match, it wasn't great because of all the other great matches that were on that card, on that pay-per-view. But it was a good match. It wasn't a good match. I enjoyed it. For what it was, I enjoyed it. People are just too critical because people are starting to turn on Ronda. I don't know what's going on, why people are turning on Ronda. I like Ronda. People were high on Ronda when she barely came to the company the first time on her first run, but now people are turning on her. I don't know why. She is good in the ring. I like her. Her promos aren't that great. I do agree on that with the fans that the promos aren't that great. But other than that, I like Ronda. I'm a fan, and I hope that the fans at least give a chance and let this storyline between Ronda and Shayna Baszler see what happens with that. But I think they just didn't want to put anyone big because they knew. Because the thing is, the problem with WWE is the fans, again, because if you think about it, if you give her a credible opponent and she beats them, then they'll be like, oh, this person got jobbed out. And if you give them someone that's not a credible, but you're trying to see how, you like they did with Shotzi, they're trying to see how she does with someone like Ronda, see how she does with a big super. You won't know how well she does until you put her in a match with a big star. So
the problem was nobody was interested in that match. They
didn't care, but they didn't. The reason they didn't care was because people are turning on Ronda, which is bad enough as it is. They shouldn't be turning on Ronda, but at the same time, people wanted new matches. Again,
I think they knew that Ronda was going to blow over Chauncey, and that's why they didn't care. I know that.
No, yeah, but yeah, we all knew that. Exactly. But the thing is, we all knew that. Exactly. Yes. But if you think about it, AEW is doing a lot of predictable matches as well, and the fans are going crazy as well. So, like the match between Ricky Stark and MJF, did anybody think Ricky Stark had a chance of winning the title? No. It was still a great match, though. But at the same, and the fans were still into it. The fans were still in the arena, thought that Ricky Starr had an opportunity. They were still cheering for Ricky Starr, like they felt like he had a chance to win, even though we all knew he wasn't gonna win.
Yeah, but Ricky Starks is a great technical wrestler, though. That's the difference.
Shotzi is a good wrestler. She just needs more experience. I agree. She does need a little bit more experience. But that's why you put her up against Ronda, to get her experience.
The match between Ronda and her, because they knew that Ronda was going to win the match. You're not understanding.
No. You're not understanding. You're not understanding. Famous. Hold a minute. No, I am not going to let you disrespect. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to let you disrespect Shotzi, because Shotzi is a great wrestler. No. Shotzi is a great wrestler. And the thing is, you are not going to, if you put her up against someone like, let's say, Dana Brooke, you're not going to get a great match. You're not going to see the potential that Shotzi has. If you're going to put her up against a jobber, you're not going to see a great match. You're not going to see if she can. No. That's why, but you're not understanding. You're not understanding. You're not understanding. That's why I'm trying to explain to you. You're not understanding. No. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on, famous. Give me a second real quick. The thing is, you're not understanding. If you put her up against smaller talent, weaker talent, you're not going to get a great match. And how will you know that you have a star for the future if you don't put her up against stars like Ronda Rousey, like Raquel? If she can't hang with Ronda Rousey now, then she is not going to be able to hang with Ronda Rousey in the future. Or someone like Charlotte. How are you going to put her up against someone like Ronda Rousey in the future, or someone like a Charlotte in the future, if you're not going to put her now? You got to see what you got. If she cannot hang with them, then it's better to release them. But if they can hang, Triple H is just trying to see what works, what doesn't. He's giving them an opportunity. Hold on. But he's giving them an opportunity.
Other than just one particular wrestler, if you want to test the woods. There's plenty of, I can name a ton of them. But I'm not discrediting Chauncey, but no.
Yes, you are, though. Yes, and it's the same thing with, look what happened with Raquel. Raquel went toe-to-toe with Ronda, and Triple H saw, okay, I have potential with someone like Ronda. Look what happened before with Vince. He gave an opportunity to Vince McMahon gave an opportunity to Toni Storm as soon as she went to the main roster. And what did she do? She ran away. She said, "No, I do not. I'm not up for it." She ran away, and she even considered quitting the business. She was not ready. And that's how you can tell if you're ready to be in the main event. If you don't put her if you don't put her up against upper talent, they're not going to be able to rise to the occasion. Look what's going on in AEW. If you think about it, why do you think Ty Mello, it has not improved? Why do you think the Bunny has not improved? Because they're only facing people from Dark Elevation, lower talent. They're only being put up against lower tier talent.
He's picking and choosing whose wrestlers he wants.
Yeah, but at the same time, they're not learning. But they're exactly. He's only. No, man. Because the thing is, but Tony Khan is picking and choosing who he wants to push. You're right on that. But the reason why is because they're not learning. And why they're not learning? Because they don't have enough experience in the ring. Because the only people you put them up against is lower talent. You gotta put them up against the top tier talent.
You're telling me that none of them else do? That's absolutely ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I totally disagree with that. 100%. No way.
Look at the Bunny. The Bunny ain't doing nothing. Look at the other. That's why. And look at what Triple H is doing. So you're knocking Triple H for giving Shotzi a chance. Yeah, you're telling me that Tony Khan is not giving the other girls a chance. You want to make up your mind?
The only one that can get a chance to do that, and no one else can yet. There's a million people on the roster.
It's a process. Yes, it's a process. Look,
so I don't understand that.
Look, it's a process. Triple H he gave Raquel an opportunity.
Tony Khan, it's a process. It's a process both ways.
But Tony Khan is not even doing it, though. The problem is Tony Khan is not doing it.
Triple H, come on.
Oh my God. Oh my God, nah, man.
That's why we do this, because
you're talking both ways out of no, you're talking both ways. I'm saying you're talking in both ways. You're saying that Tony Khan is not giving their women.
What you're doing.
Oh my. No, I'm not. Listen, I'm telling you. No, I'm not, because I'm both ways. I'm saying no. I'm saying both ways. No, I'm in the same thing as WWE as AEW. I'm thinking. I say that the Bunny, like Abaddon and Ty Mello, they need to get more opportunity against top tier talent and stop facing women from the indies on Dark Elevation. That's what I'm saying. They need to get more experience in the. Hold on. They need to get more experience in the ring, and Tony Khan's not doing it. At least Triple H, he's giving them. But at least Triple H, he's doing that. He did that with Raquel. He did that with Shotzi. And he did that with Emma. The first match that Emma did was with Ronda Rousey. So that's what Triple H, he's giving them an opportunity.
You're not going to see that again, but that's okay. I get that part.
He's giving them an opportunity to see if they can hang with top tier talent, and not only that. Oh my God!
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
So I'm not talking both ways. I'm not being different.
You're talking both ways.
No, I'm not, because I'm talking the same way on both sides.
I'm talking both ways, bro.
No, I'm not. How am I talking both ways when I'm saying? How am I talking both ways when I'm saying that I feel that Tony Khan needs to do what Triple H is doing?
I'm not stupid, and don't correct me.
I'm not correcting you. Oh my God. I'm not correcting you. I'm just saying, how am I talking both ways? How am I talking both ways when I'm saying that I think that Tony Khan should do the same thing as Triple H is doing and give them opportunities? And you're saying, well, Tony Khan is not doing it, but Triple H shouldn't do it. He should not be pushing them. He should not be putting Shotzi with Ronda Rousey because we know she's going to lose. That's ridiculous. Again, you knew Ricky Stark was going to lose to MJF, but at least he got that opportunity to face MJF and see what he can do with someone like MJF. The same thing with the female division. You need to give them an opportunity. Give them a match with top-tier stars and see what they can do. Same thing what Triple H is trying to do. Build new matches, build new stars, and see what they can do. If they don't work, then he'll release them. And if they do work, he has a new star. That's what he's trying to see, where they belong. If they belong in the top tier, in the mid card, or if they should be released. That's what happened with Bianca. She built herself up until she made it to the top star. And the reason she made it all the way to the top was because she faced women like Charlotte. She faced women like Bayley. She faced women like Asuka, Alexa Bliss. She faced the top tier talent. That's how you build a star, just exactly what they did with Bianca. Whew. God. Man, we went way past our time, man. We were going to talk about the bloodline, but let's just go to our final thoughts.
Did you want to continue with this?
Nah, man.
We could be here for 10 hours fucking, discussing about
Oh, my God.
You guys are crazy, man.
Anyway, final thoughts. We're gonna end this. I'm done. Final thoughts. I want to talk the final thoughts. Okay. Like I said. No, I know. So because you didn't say nothing, I want to give you the floor. Your first, your final thoughts on what's going on with the bloodline, and then what to expect in the future with the bloodline, and then whatever else you want to say as your final thoughts. Final thoughts. Go ahead, Christian, before we end this.
You want to take a little deep breath first? Oh, shit.
Go.
It's like 68 degrees up there. Oh, what the hell, fool? Stop. I'm talking. Stop. You had a 10-hour conversation right now today. That's my turn. You talk. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm excuse me, sir. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We're having a little problem here going on with this great boy right here that I have behind me.
Go ahead. It's okay. Go ahead. Final thoughts.
The final thought. So, bloodline, right?
Yeah. Your final thoughts on bloodline.
Ooh, the bloodline. Well, they're going to keep growing. For the bloodline, I know sooner or later, they're going to be losing the belt pretty soon, unfortunately, but that's the way I'm looking at it. Now with tomorrow's SmackDown episode that we're having, with Sami Zayn, with Roman Reigns coming in Chicago, and Sami Zayn may be doing, changes, on his look or something. We don't know what could happen, I just think that maybe Roman might backstab him.
Yeah.
Maybe when backstabbing, Sami Zayn, and freaking from there we'll start the feud. What's going on?
Yep.
What the reports are saying, is the reports are true, the way we're looking at it, Roman will face Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble, possibly inside Hell in a Cell, if that's what it is. Then, we go to Montreal, he'll face Sami Zayn, and then on WrestleMania, it could be either The Rock, Which that's what we're going for, right? Or Cody Rhodes as a triple threat match? I don't know. But I mean, the Bloodline story, it's going really good. It's going really good. I love the story, hoping to keep the story continued,
Yeah.
But, unfortunately, sooner or later, they're going to drop the belt pretty soon,
Yep. I agree.
That's the way I see it.
Well, I could see maybe the Usos retaining the titles, but I do see Roman losing either both or at least one of his titles. So we'll see what happens.
Why would you guys retain?
I don't know. I could see that happening. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying I could see that happening.
Oh, but what? You think Sammy Cameron can take the belts from you guys?
No, because I think that if Roman takes time off, you're still gonna need the Usos to be defending their title. So and maybe have Sammy continue to chase it, and continue the Bloodline segment, and maybe go from there. You know what I mean? That's.
Yeah. And I love what they're doing with Solo Sikoa, like really I'm really amazed with them,
Mini Umaga? Mini Umaga?
Solo Umaga?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like what they're doing with him. He's a really good talented,
Yeah.
He's always fucking serious. Like, he's like trying to stay serious,
Yeah.
And the character mode, and you have Sammy Zayn fucking, messing around with the Usos, and making jokes,
Yeah.
And you see his fucking Solo, she's all fucking straight, It's awesome,
Yeah. All right, Famous. What's your final thoughts?
He's gone. I'm here. I'm sorry.
He's gone.
I'm sorry. After the weather's on, after the in my damn house, my wife's got the heater on at 60 freaking million degrees in this house. After the 10 hours in bed, he decided to walk out of me right now. Man. He's like, fuck this shit, man. I'm leaving, Started showing my damn ass. Anyway, so you guys were talking about the bloodline. So I'm going to say this. I think I'm going to have to agree with Ace on this one, because the simple fact that the bloodline is really strong right now, and we do know that Roman Reigns could possibly lose one of those titles. But at this point in time, I'm thinking that the Usos right now need to retain those titles, because honestly, there's not much competition going on right now in the tag team division, and they are still setting the bar high. So I really think that the Usos need to be champions for a little while until they can get that one legit tag team that's really good enough that they want to push to get to the Usos to take the belts away from them. So at this point in time, I would keep the titles on them. And until they, like I said, until they can get that one tag team to beat them, I think they should keep it as is.
I do agree with you on that, by the way.
And my thing was, and this is the idea that this is what I thought was going to happen. When the Pretty Deadly had those tag belts, I was thinking, instead of taking the New Day and letting them win those titles, why not take Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn, let them win those titles, and then the Bloodline would have complete titles.
Yeah.
But it didn't turn out that way, because I really thought that the New Day, I didn't like the idea, but I understand why, but I didn't like it. But I thought it would have been a better idea to put the titles on Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn, get the Bloodline Championship power, get them all the gold, and then whatever happens to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania happens. But I got to go with Ace on this one. I really think that the Usos need to keep those title belts until then. So I totally agree with that. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I do agree with you that right now there's no tag team right now that could seem credible to facing and beating the Bloodline, but it's because Triple H is slowly building them up. You know what I mean? You do have a couple good tag teams, but they just started off, you know what I mean? You have Hit Row, you have Legado, you have Viking Raiders, Street Profits just came back. You know, you do have certain tag teams, great tag teams. It's just, you know, it's a slow build. They're still working on them, seeing what they can do. To me, in my opinion, I think maybe in the future, I really do think that Legado has the potential to be top tier tag team in WWE. Maybe they could be the ones to defeat the Usos. Because I do enjoy the Legados their matches. Um, but yeah, we'll see, man. It's a slow build. I get it. But hopefully we get a really good. I did think that the Brawling Brutes had some chance, but now after match after match after match and them losing, they gotta start from the bottom of the card and build themselves right back up again, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of interesting things going on, and and when it comes to Solo and Sammy, the problem is with that, again, Sammy sooner or later will be out of the bloodline, most likely. That's what we've been hearing, and sooner or later, either way, Sammy wasn't even going to be part of the bloodline for that long. The only reason that they kept them together was because of Sammy's performance and how he got over. That's the only reason that he's still with the bloodline, because if not, they would have cut it off a long time ago. So I think that's why they didn't put the NXT titles on them. And also the New Day, the reason is so they can work with the younger talent in NXT, the tag team division. And also because, you know, they did lose their record that they had for, you know, the longest reigning tag team champions. You know, they lost it to the Usos. So I guess Tripleh was like, okay, so you were able to do the job. You were able to be professional and let the Usos beat you guys for it. So now what you guys want? And I've heard a lot that this was Xavier's idea. He wanted to work with the younger talent, especially with Pretty Deadly. He's a huge fan of the Pretty Deadly team. And he wants to go check them out, see who has the potential to be main roster ready. He is there, like basically a trainer. He is there or a scout. Like a scout, to see who's ready for the main roster. That's why they're there. Same thing with Dolph when he was sent in NXT. Same thing. He was there to see if Braun Breaker was ready, and he is. So sooner or later we'll be seeing Braun Breaker. And then Xavier Woods, he's going to check out the tag team division there and see who could be potentially ready in the future to get called up and be in the tag team division on Raw or SmackDown. And that's why they put him there. So, I like it. I like the New Day as NXT tag team champion. I know they won't be champions for a long time, but I like it. And we'll see what happens with them. By the way, that's it for this video, for this podcast. Please, if you're listening on YouTube, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're listening to the Spotify, on Spotify, please share this podcast. Let your friends know. And if you enjoyed the rant, the argument back and forth that I had with Famous B, come back. Like I said, we will have more. Trust me, because me and Famous B do not agree on everything.
Hell yeah, they could take 10 hours. You're the one stopping. Let me tell you something. This is what it's about, and that's why we do it. And that's the fun of it. And tonight, I have the most fun that I've had since I've been going through my depression and all the things that have been happening. This was the most fun, and I needed this. And I thank Ace for it, because let me tell you something. It just boosts my confidence each day more and more. And I get encouraged, and I get pumped, and I focus. So I want to thank Ace for that, because I gotta continue with it.
We went long. We went long because we missed doing the podcast. We were so long that we've been away, and just in case if it takes a long time for us to come back, that's why we wanted to do this long podcast, or that's why we took a long time, because we enjoyed it. We are having fun right now. Yes, we were arguing, but no matter what, Famous B is my co-host. You know, he's my friend. He's my brother. No matter what, I support him. He supports me, and you know, that's what it's all about.
Yep, 100%.
So Famous.
That's what it's about.
Yep. So Famous, what is your Instagram? Tell everybody your Instagram.
So my Instagram is Wrestling B Show 1975 on IG. Follow me. Check me out. Check a little bit of my shows here and there. I know I haven't been on lately because of work, but I talk a little wrestling, and then, of course, you know, when I can, and then, of course, the podcast here that we're doing. So you get a chance, check a couple episodes out, and, you know, and just enjoy it. That's what it's about. Exactly.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I hope you guys enjoy pro wrestling. Continue to watch Raw, SmackDown, AEW, Impact, whatever you guys want to watch. But please, if you go to live events, please chat. We want to hear you guys. And one last thing, Christian, you're fired.
You got fired by your cousin. You just got fired by your cousin. You don't have anything to say for yourself. Well, that's if I don't get fired.
That's it for this podcast. I love you guys. I just had to just.
For what? What? On the next podcast, or maybe well, I don't know, soon or not, I'll get rehired then. Watch, people. I already got fired then. They told you. I don't think I'm after that long.
You'll get hired when you'll get rehired when you call me and beg me to come back. Okay, that's it for this podcast. I gotta go to bed.
After you two jabronis begin to go back and forth, nobody didn't get fired today.
No, you got fired for all the cussing that you did. Hey, you got fired for all the cuss words that you did tonight. All the cuss words that you did. All the remarks that you did. You're fired. I'm just playing, Christian. You know I love you, bro. You know you my oos.
I'm fired. This is your cousin at the plumber. I got that.
Nah, you know I'm just messing with you. I'm just kidding. You know you my oos. Don't worry. Don't worry. He's gonna call me later on tomorrow. He's gonna beg me to come back. It's all good. That's it for this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you to Christian for coming in. Thank you, Famous, for coming in. You guys are awesome. Until next time, and I can't wait. Hopefully we get another one soon, and hopefully we get Dallas on here. And yeah, hope you guys have a great night, and have a great day tomorrow, all right? Take care, man.
Have a great night. Take care, everybody. Good night.
Laters.